Space looks peaceful from Earth. The stars shine quietly, planets drift through darkness, and astronauts float calmly inside spacecraft as if the universe itself is silent and harmless. But the reality of space is far more terrifying than most people realize. Now imagine something impossible happening. You step outside a spacecraft near Earth and suddenly begin falling through space. At first it sounds ridiculous. How can you fall in space when there is no ground beneath you? But the terrifying truth is that space around Earth is filled with invisible forces, extreme speeds, and deadly environments capable of turning a simple mistake into a nightmare beyond imagination. The moment you lose contact with your spacecraft, panic would hit instantly. There would be no sound, no wind rushing past your body, no dramatic screams echoing through the void. Space is completely silent because there is no air to carry sound waves. 1 second you are floating safely beside a spacecraft, and the next you are drifting alone above Earth with nothing but darkness surrounding you. And then you realize something horrifying. You are still moving. Even astronauts floating outside the International Space Station are traveling around Earth at nearly 28,000 kilometers per hour. That is faster than a bullet. The only reason they appear motionless beside the station is because both are moving together at the same speed around the planet. But if you accidentally pushed yourself away, even slightly, you could begin drifting farther and farther from safety. At first, your brain might not fully understand the danger. Earth would still look beautiful below you. The blue oceans, glowing clouds, and curved horizon might feel almost peaceful. But within seconds, survival becomes a race against time. If you were wearing a proper spacesuit, you would still have oxygen for a while. Mission control would desperately attempt rescue procedures, while astronauts tried reaching you before you drifted too far away. But space does not forgive mistakes easily. Even tiny movements become dangerous because there is almost no friction to slow you down. A small push can send you spinning uncontrollably, and spinning in space is terrifying. Without gravity pulling your body downward like on Earth, your sense of direction disappears completely. Up and down stop existing. If your body starts rotating rapidly, you could become disoriented within seconds. Earth, stars, and darkness would blur around you, while nausea and panic grew stronger. Some astronauts have trained for these situations, but in real space, fear itself could become deadly. Now imagine something even worse. You are not wearing a spacesuit. Most movies show humans exploding instantly in the vacuum of space, but that is not actually what would happen. The reality is slower and far more disturbing. The moment your body is exposed to vacuum, the air inside your lungs would begin expanding dangerously. If you tried holding your breath, your lungs could rupture. That is why astronauts are trained to exhale immediately in case of sudden decompression. Oxygen would vanish from your bloodstream rapidly, and within around 15 seconds, you would likely lose consciousness. But before that happened, you would still be aware. Your body would begin swelling slightly because there is no external air pressure holding fluids in place. Saliva and moisture on your tongue could start boiling even though your body itself would not instantly freeze. The vacuum of space removes heat surprisingly slowly, meaning freezing to death would not happen immediately like many people imagine. Instead, suffocation becomes the real killer. As oxygen disappears from your brain, vision would darken. Thoughts would slow down. The stars above you and Earth below might become blurry as consciousness faded away in total silence. And yet the nightmare still would not be over. Even after losing consciousness, your body would continue orbiting Earth at incredible speed. In space, objects keep moving unless something stops them. Depending on your trajectory, you might drift endlessly through orbit for years. Sunlight and radiation would slowly damage your body while Earth rotated silently below. But there is another terrifying possibility. You begin falling toward Earth. At first, nothing would feel different because there is no air in space to create the sensation of falling. But gravity would slowly pull you downward. As you entered Earth's upper atmosphere, the real horror would begin. Your speed would become extreme. Objects falling from orbit travel so fast that air molecules cannot move away quickly enough. The atmosphere compresses violently in front of them, generating enormous heat. This is why spacecraft returning from space require powerful heat shields capable of surviving temperatures hotter than lava. Without protection, your body would experience catastrophic heating. A glowing trail of plasma would surround you as the atmosphere turned into fire around your body. The sky above would burn bright orange, while temperatures rose to thousands of degrees. Long before reaching the ground, survival would become impossible. But strangely, there are situations where humans have survived exposure to space for short periods. In 1965, during a spacecraft accident, a vacuum chamber malfunction exposed a technician to near-space vacuum conditions. He later reported feeling saliva boiling on his tongue before losing consciousness. Amazingly, he survived after pressure was restored quickly. This real event proved that humans do not explode instantly in vacuum, but it also revealed how terrifyingly fragile the human body becomes outside Earth's atmosphere. The deeper scientists study space survival, the more dangerous the universe appears. Radiation is another invisible threat. Earth's magnetic field protects life from enormous amounts of cosmic radiation every day. Outside that protection, astronauts face constant exposure to high-energy particles capable of damaging cells and increasing cancer risk. Long-term missions to Mars already worry scientists because prolonged radiation exposure could seriously harm astronauts before they even arrive. Then there are micrometeoroids. Space is not empty. Tiny particles travel through orbit at incredible speeds. Even something as small as a grain of sand can hit with the force of a bullet. Spacesuits and spacecraft contain protective layers for this reason. Floating unprotected in space means even microscopic debris could become lethal. And perhaps the scariest part is how alone you would feel. On Earth, humans evolved surrounded by air, sound, gravity, and life. Space removes all of that instantly. No wind, no voices, no sensation of standing on solid ground. Just endless darkness stretching in every direction, while Earth hangs silently below you like a distant world already out of reach. The universe does not hate humanity. It simply does not care whether humans survive there or not. That realization changes how we see space forever. From Earth, the night sky looks beautiful and inviting. Science fiction often makes space travel feel adventurous and exciting. But in reality, survival in space depends entirely on technology. One damaged suit, one failed tether, or one small mistake can instantly place a human being into one of the deadliest environments imaginable. And yet, despite all these dangers, humanity continues exploring. Astronauts leave Earth knowing the risk because curiosity pushes humans beyond fear. Space agencies build better spacecraft, stronger suits, and more advanced rescue systems because humans refuse to stop exploring the unknown. The same universe that can kill us in seconds also inspires us to keep searching beyond our world. The next time you look up at the stars, remember something terrifying. Above Earth exists an endless vacuum where a single wrong movement could send a person drifting forever through darkness. No sound, no rescue, no second chances. Because falling in space is not like falling on Earth. In space, there may be nothing waiting below you at all. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more mind-blowing space and science content from Cosmic Edge X.